Welcome to the City of Southgate's Park and Recreation Committee meeting, regular meeting agenda, February 12th, 2026, 7 p.m. Can I please ask my vice chair to lead us on the flag salute today?
Of course. Please stand up. Place your right hand over your heart. Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And now we'll get a roll call.
Okay. Chair Flores,
Present.
Vice Chair Ruiz,
Present.
Secretary Esquivel,
Present.
Commissioner Pelayo,
Present.
Commissioner Trujillo.
Present.
Meeting compensation disclosure. Pursuant to Government Code Section 54952.3, compensation for monthly attendance by the Parks and Recreation Commissioners is $75 per monthly meeting. Report on posting. I, Ana Medina, Executive Assistant to the Parks Director, certify that a true and correct copy of the foregoing meeting agenda was properly posted on February 5th, 2026 at 5:30 p.m. as required by law.
Thank you. You're up. Now? Okay. So at this time, I'm going to open up the floor for our public comment. Do we have anybody here that would like to say anything? Go ahead.
Ahorita vamos a abrir el micrófono para comentarios públicos si gustan venir al podio a hacer su comentario. En esta junta no es como la concejal, no tenemos alguien que hace la traducción, pero voy a hacer lo mejor que pueda para ayudarles.
Gracias. Buenas noches. Yo soy Ruth Serrano.
Okay. Yes. Yo le voy a traducir a ellos. Do you need me to translate
Yeah, you should.
from Spanish?
It'd be best for,
Okay.
even for the video.
Ruth, okay. Ruth Serrano. Okay, señora.
Nosotros somos del Senior Center. Se nota, ¿verdad?
Yes. Okay, they are here from the Senior Center.
Solamente somos abuelitas. Tenemos una nieta en el Senior Center, que es la señorita de la oficina.
They consider the office staff to be their granddaughter.
Toda la adoptamos como nieta. Ella es Wendy. No la quieren quitar. Les pedimos, por favor, que no se la lleven.
Staff wants to replace Wendy, the current recreation coordinator that is at the senior center, with another coordinator, and they are asking that not be done.
Aquí tenemos el nombre de más de 160 abuelitas que pedimos por ella, que no la dejen ahí.
Okay, they have a petition with over 160 signatures requesting that this change not be done.
Nosotros no creo que vivamos muchos años más. Así es de que les pedimos, por favor, que no la dejen.
Okay, they feel that they don't have much more time to live, and they request that Wendy not be moved.
Gracias.
Thank you.
Espero que atiendan a nuestro pedido. Gracias.
De nada.
Good evening. My name is Gildardo Salcedo. I live in Southgate for more than 40 years. I'm also here for so I can ask for please be patient with Wendy. And Wendy, I know her since she was a child. She's been with Southgate as a swimmer, very young, as a lifeguard, as a coach. So she's been with the community for a long time. And I've been with the senior center for a year only. And I mean, I lost her for many years. And when I got there, I was so surprised to see her all grown up. And she, she told me all the activities that the center does. And this is the best thing that me and my wife done for a long time. We feel there like a family. I mean, they make us feel like a family, especially because most of us don't speak the language. You know, she's very helpful, and since I've been there, I haven't seen any problems. And when I go and ask about, if I can help, she said, I mean, she's open for new ideas. And I asked her if I can help with some of the seniors to use the swimming pool so we can go and exercise. I've been a swimmer for many years, so I know some about swimming. So she said that she was going to organize. So she's very open to any ideas. So please, we like to keep her because she speaks the language. I mean, I've seen her, how she treats all of us, like a family. So, please let us keep her. Thank you.
Thank you. Any more public comments? Anything you'd like to speak about?
You should come up to the podium.
It's anything not on the agenda. This is the only chance you get to pretty much speak on anything that's not on the agenda.
We're going
Interesting.
do
Hi there. Oh, excuse me. Hi there. Good evening, everyone. My name is Leslie Jimenez. I did want to bring up a little situation that I had.
I'm sorry, what is your first name?
Leslie.
Leslie. Okay,
Leslie.
Thank you.
I recently got married, so I'm Masterson now. So I'm sorry. So who is the main person for Parks and Recreation? Or, I'm not very aware and I'm not really sure.
So, my name is Tina. I'm the acting director at this time.
Gotcha. Okay, I understand. Thank you very much. Okay, let's see. I wrote something down. Okay, so I just wanted to say that my name is Leslie Masterson. I'm a lifelong resident of Southgate. Woo. I just wanted to tell you guys a little fun facts about me. I recently inherited 3 properties in the city, so that's really great for me. I'm a new mom, so that's even better. Sorry, I'm like nervous. This is so nerve-wracking. My goodness, I've never been in this building before. So I just wanted to bring up a situation that happened in the Southgate gym that was beyond me, beyond appalling. On the evening of January 9th, I came to Southgate gym for a routine workout. Lately, I've been trying to work out. I just had a baby. I'm trying to get back to my normal self. So I came to Southgate gym for a workout, a place I normally feel calm, focused, energized. That evening, however, I was subjected to very disrespectful and unprofessional behavior on behalf of the staff. While exercising, you guys know that there's three weight rooms in the Southgate gym. I was in the back area. January of last month was one of the coldest months that LA has ever had. So lately I've been working out really hard trying to get my fitness in, and 2 employees had came into the room and opened the back doors. I had turned to them and asked, do you guys mind closing the doors? It's really cold and my back is really sweaty. And they kind of brushed me off, kind of gave me the cold shoulder, like, okay, I guess we'll do what you ask of us. They seemed visibly upset by my simple request. So shortly afterward, the same 2 employees came next to me in a very small room, almost this area of the room, and had a really loud, inappropriate conversation for over 30 minutes. I had no headphones. I had to kind of endure it, kind of listen to it. That gym is very full of men, which, hey, and no shame to the men, get your workout in. However, it's hard to be in a room full of men with them talking very loud, kind of taking over the room. I had asked nicely, can you guys keep it down? Can you guys put your conversation into the hallway? I didn't have headphones. My headphones had died. And yeah, so one of the employees had looked at me and said, if you don't like it, you can. If you don't like it, you can leave. Somewhere I pay to be. I'm sorry, I'm getting emotional because that was just like, I was so shocked and it was in front of people. I was so embarrassed and really humiliated. He told me, if you don't like it, you can leave. Somewhere I pay to be. I'm sorry, I'm getting emotional over this. Yeah, if you don't like it, you can leave. I was so shocked. I felt dismissed. I felt humiliated. I was embarrassed. And this was in front of people. So I was just like, whoa, okay. I was kind of confused as I turned around and left the room to go to the restroom. They called me a bitch. They referred to me as a bitch in front of people, in front of guests, not to my face, but to my back. So I was just so ashamed and I was just kind of shocked. I was referred to a bitch. I went to the restroom. I was trying to process how I can be disrespected not by a person, but by an employee of the city, which is insane to me. I was really taught not to be disrespected or taught not to allow someone to speak to you in that manner. So I went back, kind of with my tail between my legs. I went back into the room. I had told them. I went like this.
I'm sorry.
Listen.
The 3 minutes are up. You get 3 minutes.
Oh, I wasn't aware of that. I'm sorry. I would have made this
it's
shorter.
It's okay. So I don't know if you want to let her continue or.
Okay. I'm sorry. I wasn't aware.
It's no problem. We should have made you aware.
Can I go like 1 more minute?
Um,
Yeah. Okay. So in the end, I had returned and said, hey, can I, just maybe this is a misunderstanding. Maybe things happen. However, this person proceeded to tell me that I'm not going to speak to them like I'm a little fucking kid. So they cursed me twice. I was so shocked and so confused. I brought my dad. My husband, unfortunately, was with our baby. Brought my dad to, I'm a woman and I'm with a bunch of men. So I told my dad, let's come and clarify this situation because this is not okay. My dad came. My dad's a 2-time war veteran. My dad's a city member of the city. He's worked here for a long time, lived here for a long time. They lied to my father's face. They lied to my face. Said that they not only apologized to me, but that they were polite to me. So that in itself is appalling. It's ridiculous. That's just basic human, interactions is insane. That since then I've been going to the gym regularly. No one's gonna stop me from my fitness goals. So yeah, never was I ever approached, spoken to, emailed, called to kind of speak over the situation. So it not only reflects the staff at the Southgate Gym, but the management team as well, that they allow that to happen. Allow me to be in a situation, in a room, consistently with that person over and over and over. So just know you're failing on that part, whoever is the director of Southgate Gym. Thank you, guys.
Good evening. My name is Gloria Martinez, and I am a member of the Senior Center. The main problem here is because, good evening, my name is Gloria Martinez. I'm a member of the Senior Center. I think the main problem here is the communication. We need someone that is definitely bilingual because Wendy has always been there for us and she's always helped us, even with our personal needs. And it's very important to have someone that can communicate with all of us. And she has built confidence with us, so we are very free to express even personal problems with her. And she's a problem solver, and that's what we need. Okay? Thank you.
Thank you. Any more public comments? Okay.
¿Alguien más gusta dar un comentario?
Buenas noches a todos ustedes. Solo 3 palabras. Queremos a Wendy.
Perdón, ¿cuál es su nombre?
Gracias. María Arreola.
Gracias.
Gracias. Creo que con 3 palabras es suficiente. Gracias.
Yo soy Ana Patiño y vengo a apoyar a Wendy porque es una persona muy responsable. Nos sentimos muy seguras.
She comes to support Wendy. They feel very secure.
Nos sentimos todas, cuando vamos a un viaje, todas las personas son muy agradables, muy serviciales, pero ninguna le llega a Wendy. Nos sentimos
Everybody-
con ella muy a gusto, muy...
Oh, un momentito, necesito traducir a inglés.
Okay. Yo creí que- sí.
Todos se sienten, no. Sorry. Everybody feels very comfortable with her, with Wendy. They feel that she is very qualified. And especially when she takes out the trips, they all feel very comfortable with her.
Ajá, nos sentimos muy a gusto. Cuando cualquiera de nosotros haya algún problema, otras personas no lo han podido resolver y ella siempre está para resolver y ayudarnos a cualquier persona en cualquier caso.
She helps us solve with our problems, even personal ones that nobody else has taken the time to do.
De la única manera que ahora le expliqué a Wendy, bueno, vas a tener un mejor puesto, un mejor sueldo. No vamos a hablar por ti porque vas a mejorar, pero si no, nosotros, si va a ser igual o más bajo su puesto, pues yo creo que sí la necesitamos.
She asked if Wendy is going to be at a better position and increase in pay. If not, then they want to support her and keep her at the senior center.
Bueno,
Gracias. Any more public comment?
¿Algún más comentario antes de cerrar esta porción?
You can,
Okay.
I have
Thank
an
you.
email.
We have an online, okay.
Okay. I have 2 emails. The first one is from Selena Cepeda. She's a parent and part of the Southgate Aqua Coalition, which is the swim team. And they are urging that we consider better alternatives instead of closing the pool for 6 months and reducing youth programs. That will not only negatively affect our athletes, but it will also impact on the Southgate swimming community. We also host at least 2 swim meets a year, which help subsidize team uniforms and equipment that our athletes might need. Closing the pool for these 6 months will greatly impact this ability. Okay. Then the next emailed comment is from Claudia Rivera. she would like to say that she hopes that the UUT can be put on the ballot and let the people decide. One of the parks commissioners is always at the council meetings speaking badly about 3 of the council members and only praises 2 of them. He criticizes council but never offers any real solutions. And the employee of the city's salaries are not $100,000. A Google search shows that it's from $61,000 to $69,000 and way under other cities. He does not seem to understand budgets or how a city runs. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. See,
Hi, my name is Fernando Patiño. I just brought my wife out because I supported Wendy. But when I noticed I went to the park to pick her up from her trip, I wish people would wear something light colors when they're walking, jogging across the park. Because I almost hit 3 of them today when coming home to pick her up. I mean, everybody wears dark clothes. I mean, they should be wearing, I wear light clothes in the nighttime so they can see me. And a lot of people, right now, if you go to the park, I mean, I can swear you, if you stand there long enough, you're gonna see maybe 5% of the people wearing light clothing. Everybody else is wearing something dark, and it's very dangerous, especially with seniors like me, eyesight problem and stuff like that. Hey, they're a blur when they're wearing all black. I'm looking at all of you. Only 3 people wearing light clothing. Everybody else is wearing dark clothing, and that's dangerous at nighttime. Especially when you're walking across, the park, you're comfortable and all that. Heck, you can have a lot of accidents. Anyway, thank you. I just noticed that right now when I was coming in to pick her up. Very dangerous, in that fact. Thank you.
thank you. Oh, can we let him speak again? Yeah.
Ya solo puede dar un comentario.
Oh, but this is about the swim,
Yeah, we can't. You've already spoken. Somebody else can speak about it, it's fine.
about the swim team, about the swimming.
Right, but
about the swimming pool.
It's the same public comment, so another person would have to say it.
Ya, es que nomás hay límite de una vez y por 3 minutos.
Yeah, but this is a
Yeah.
different topic.
But it should have been all the same comments.
Oh, I should have done the
Yeah.
same time.
At the same time, yeah. Sorry about that. Any other public comment? Okay.
Buenas noches, yo tengo muchos años aquí.
Sí puede decir su nombre.
¿Cuál es su nombre?
María Tejeda. Oh, gracias. Yo tengo muchos años aquí y ya lo dije, María Tejeda. Entonces, yo desde que estaba Paulita aquí, yo he ido con mis niños a la escuela y desde que ella salió, yo veo un cambio tan diferente.
Señora, yo tengo que traducir en inglés.
Oh,
Okay,
okay.
deme. Okay.
Okay,
So
está bien.
she's been here. She's a longtime resident, and she walks her grandchildren to school, and she's seen a lot of changes.
Yes, sí, pero no están muy buenos. A lo menos yo me fijé cuando que llevo a mis nietos a la escuelita.
Okay, they're not good changes.
Ya, muchas cosas que han pasado, incluso cuando se cambiaron a los nuevos que están ahí, una niña se le salió, ni cuenta se dio. Para nada, todos nos quedamos, mira, ahí está. Lo bueno que yo ya no llevo a mis hijos ahí.
A child left.
¿La escuela o de qué?
Sí, la escuelita que está aquí para los niños.
¿Cuál escuelita? Tiene
Que está aquí en el
específica.
Girl Scout, que está
Okay,
ahí.
las clases que dan
Sí.
ahí. Okay. Okay, so a child left the classroom in the girls' clubhouse where they teach young children, and staff was not aware.
So, yo veo muchos cambios desde que mal, de todo lo que pasa aquí, pero uno nunca viene, porque ni caso le hacen, ¿sí? Entonces, ¿para qué viene? Si hacen lo que quieran. ¿Ah? Entonces, pero la verdad, y van a mucha gente y le hace uno los comentarios, y es lo mismo que uno piensa, ¿sí? Entonces, a veces dice uno, ¿para qué va uno ahí si ni le hacen caso? Es todo lo que les puedo decir. Gracias.
Okay.
Gracias.
She says that even though she complains or they make comments, nobody listens. It seems nobody cares. Is that it?
Okay, so if there's no more public comments, we'll close the public comments at this time, and we'll move on to open session items. Number one is reorganization.
All right, good evening, Commissioners. So every February, you have the opportunity to do a reorganization amongst the commission. So you go ahead and be able to select or to nominate a chairperson, and a vice chairperson, and a secretary. So we're going to go ahead and do that tonight, and
Okay.
everybody's here and present. We can go ahead and do
Okay,
that.
we
So
have
if you want
everybody
to
here.
make a motion to nominate someone, and we need a second, and then go that route for each position.
You have any
I
comments?
actually like to make a motion. I want to say how Alan has done such a great job as being chair. I appreciate it. I think I speak for everybody. He does a wonderful job. He tries to attend every event. So I would like to nominate him to keep chair, and Liz for vice chair, and me for secretary.
We'll go one.
Okay, one at a time?
Because we need a first.
Yes, okay.
for it.
So
know,
I
So
would,
you make a motion, then we need a.
So make
No,
the motion
she
to
can
stay,
make a motion to keep it the same.
to keep it the same.
To keep it the same?
Yes, so that'll be my motion, to keep it the same.
I think that's what we did last.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Okay.
We need a vote.
Let's take a vote then. All in favor?
Or
Aye.
roll call.
Aye.
Okay, looks like the ayes have it. Things will stay the same.
Okay.
Thank you
Is-
very much.
Would there be any way to address any part of, because I guess personnel issues are a little
Yeah, so,
touchy, but just to,
well, so
give
the thing
the-
is, this is that technically, anything that's comes up that's not on the agenda, we're not really supposed to speak of here. When I give my report, I'll give a little comment on it, but just so
Okay,
you're aware.
oh, okay.
But just so you're aware, two of the comments that were made regarding the gym situation and the child leaving the classroom situation, I myself was not aware of. I don't think Nikki, which was our recreation manager, was also aware of it. So definitely something that we will look into. And it's actually, I got to give the lady my card. The
Yeah,
other
that
lady
could
my
be a
card.
future agenda
So
item.
just
for-
to.
So it
just
could be
to-
brought up
like-
for next time, right?
Yeah.
I mean, to
What was
follow
that?
up.
You can follow up and bring it up next time. We can bring it up during the future agenda item.
And one thing we cannot talk about is personnel issues.
Yeah. Kind of figured. Thank you.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
O le va a dar la tarjeta para, sí.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
We'll put that at the end of the meeting.
Mhm.
There could be some retaliation. We don't want to make that worse. Okay, so we'll move on to open session number 2, review of a recreation program report, second quarter fiscal year 25-26.
Good evening, Commissioners. My name is Nikki Salazar, Recreation Manager. I am going to be reviewing and summarizing our second quarter fiscal year 25-26, which covers the months of October, November, and December. I'll be reviewing every division of the department for you. To start off with the aquatics, regularly swim lessons and aquatic meetups and things of that sort continued as normal. During this time, we did have our Patty's Pumpkin Plunge, which is a great event where the kids can come to the pool. We have floating pumpkins in the water. They're able to select their pumpkin, take it onto the deck. They get to do carving. They have games, activities, and things of such. Additionally, they also have their Surfing with Santa event, which is very similar to the Patty's Pumpkin Plunge, where they do the activities and games on the deck, but it also includes an actual surf lesson with surfboards with Santa and Mrs. Claus in our swim stadium. This was possible through partnerships with SGAC, the Raising Cane's, and Chick-fil-A, and it brought in over 100 families. The fitness center personal training sessions were up. They totaled 140 hours, and the 12-session private package is the most popular package currently. We also introduced a new event. I believe most of you were there. It was our first ever turkey walk. It was scheduled to take place at Urban Orchard. It was going to be a 1-mile walk where everyone came out. They got their cool little turkey hats. Unfortunately, the weather did not agree with us, and we had to make the switch the day before. And we held the event over at Hollydale Community Park. We had over 100 walkers there that were registered. We had a DJ, a kids fun zone, a couple jumpers, and a small vendor fair. Since this was our first one and we kind of had to transition to a smaller park, we had to kind of limit what we were offering. The goal is to get back there for year number 2 and head back to Urban Orchard, and hopefully the weather will agree with us this time. Moving on to adult sports, our co-ed and men's softball is always successful. This quarter didn't seem any different. We had 38 teams registered across 6 divisions. An area where we are being challenged right now is recruiting for adult basketball and volleyball. We're getting the marketing material out there. We're calling past teams. We're doing everything in our power to try to get teams to register. So the team is definitely going to hit that harder and hopefully turn it around for spring. That is the goal currently. Moving on to our special events. This is one of the busiest times of the year for our special events. It's our big Halloween haunt event that takes place at Southgate Park, and it was our return back to Hollydale Community Park as well. First year back. We did a smaller scale just given that the layout of the park is completely different. We couldn't do the same things that we offered previously. So this year we had a spooky village that people were able to walk through and trick or treat. We had our jumpers available, and then we did have a movie that was also part of our Hollydale community event. Coming back over to Southgate Park, it was our traditional setup with the showmobile. We had our food vendors. The spooky village was also there as well. We had our train rides, all of the game stations. If you were there, you also seen we were able to stream the Dodger game for everyone that was there. It was a very, very important game that day. And we did get a lot of positive feedback about that. You know, a lot of the dads were kind of hanging around the TV and really excited that that was there. Additionally, it was our second year partnering with Hollydale Elementary School. So they reached out to us 2 years ago and asked us to participate in their trunk or treat event. The partnership was new last year, and they enjoyed our company and what we had to offer, so they invited us back again. So our team was also at their trunk or treat event. We also had our Veterans Day event that took place in November, where we honored a veteran, and it's a short ceremony. We offered refreshments, and we had a few giveaways. And then Santa's Breakfast is our last event that ended in December. This event has over 400 people that come to breakfast with Santa. Upon entry, families were able to take their picture with Santa. They were able to get it printed and I believe even texted to them if they wanted to put it on, their social media platforms. Coming into the auditorium, everyone was seated with their families and their groups. That was one of the concerns that came through a couple years ago is people weren't being able to sit with their families. So we did our best to organize that and make sure that everyone could sit together. New change that we implemented this year was a change in the menu as well. So in years past, we had pancakes and sausage. This year, we upped the game, and didn't up the cost, which is incredible. So we had scrambled eggs, we had fruit, we had pancakes, sausage, hash browns, orange juice. Rockview Farms is also gives us donations of juices, milks, coffee creamer, all of that good stuff. And we had our coffee station, hot chocolate station. We had raffles, and then another addition we added in were carolers. So carolers were outside while everyone was waiting in line to get in, and then they transitioned into the auditorium where they performed on stage for an additional hour. Now moving on to our senior center, new this past quarter was our first ever senior ball. So I believe many of you are familiar that we participate in the Sela Senior Ball, which is a combination of all of the surrounding cities, and we host a big senior ball at the Commerce Casino. We wanted to take that idea and bring it here for our seniors so that we could have our own personal event. Attendance didn't quite hit the mark that we expected, but we still did have about 30 to 40 seniors that came out to enjoy the evening. It was hosted in the girls' clubhouse. We had a DJ that was available, a photo booth, a dinner that consisted of fajitas, chicken and steak fajitas, rice, beans, and just a time for them to come out and enjoy each other's company. And the dance floor was pretty hot too. And then lastly, I will end with cultural arts. They had their 5th annual Southgate Art Walk. Typically, it is here in front of City Hall, but this year, for the 5th year, we decided to do a park takeover. So that was headed by Jen Mejia and her team, and they did a great job of utilizing the entire space. They had both indoor and outdoor exhibits that were available. They had performances. They had a sound bath. They had over 30 vendors available for everyone. And another cool part of that was they were able to display the art club's art in the actual bushes. So they did this, I believe the name was Petals, and each person in the art class was able to make their own flower, and they put it into the bushes. So as people walked the walkway, it was cool to see their art on display. Additionally, our oil painting class, they expressed interest with Jennifer as well that they wanted to have their own exhibit. So right now, Jen and her team, they lead our exhibits for the city. But this class specifically wanted to host their own mini exhibit. So Jen collaborated with them, and their display was up for about a month. We currently closed our open call for the exhibition they're currently working on, which is Dear Soul, Alma Querida. And I can confirm that this has been, we had 94 submissions for this open call, which has been the highest amount of submissions that we've received in any of the exhibits. Kind of new, started back in September, is our teen programming, which has really taken off. And we've really been able to provide a fun and energetic space where kids can come. They get to hang out with, our staff, interact with them. We've bought a ton of cool things for them. We have a portable pool table in there, a ping pong table. And if you've been there, the room is kind of small, but we've bought everything portable so that we can set it up and take it down, whatever the kids are interested in that day. We have a gaming system in there. They expressed interest in doing science activities. So the other day we did like ice cream in a bag. They like to eat, and that's what's really going to bring them as well. So we've been incorporating new ideas, new things. That's led by Heaven. She's done an amazing job to turn it around. And another gratifying piece of this new teen program is the fact that these teens were willing to give back, and they've been volunteering at all of our special events. So it's nice to see everything come full circle with our department. And then lastly, our social media following, we're up to, at the time this report was written, it was at about 8,000 followers. And we're hoping to just continue to push our social media and all of our marketing items and get that up to 10,000. That's the goal. And that is it.
Thank you. Any comments?
Yeah, no, everything's been great. All the events, I feel like, I say this every time, but they keep getting better. The Halloween haunt at Southgate Park, I had to peel my toddler off the bouncy house. The attendant there actually had to give her to me. Yeah, it was too fun. But no, it was really great seeing just how much bigger the event has gotten, how much bigger the like the Christmas event too. I mean, I know you guys collaborate. It's not necessarily a Parks event, the Winter Wonderland. But I thought that was pretty good considering, I know some people were complaining online. But I think, for how much is donated, I think it was great. People that I saw there mostly seemed appreciative and happy about it. My baby had the best time on the sled. She shouldn't have been on it, but she kept going back on. She kept wanting to go back. I had to peel her out of that too. But I think everything's been getting better, and it's good to hear that you guys are doing more with less. Especially like at the breakfast with Santa. I think the only complaint, I know that you guys tried something different where you had the photographs being taken at the beginning, and I don't know if that was that successful because waiting in line outside was kind of long. So I mean, I know you guys were trying something new, so I don't know if that's something.
Yeah, in years past, the photo process was completely different. It was actually held till the end of the event.
Yeah.
And if you wanted to come up and take photos, you had to pay for them. So we were trying to think, last year we had 2 photo booths that were available. And the process for like entering the phone number and getting it sent off took a long time. So we
Yeah.
were like, okay, let's try something different again, right? So it's all about trial and error
Yeah.
with everything. But that was definitely something when we had our like post-game meeting, amongst staff, that was a concern that was brought up as well, just
Yeah.
amongst our team.
Because I think even being outside, like we didn't know why it was taking so long, and then it kind of made sense.
Yeah.
But I don't know if knowing ahead of time, maybe that would have made it a little more bearable, or maybe adding something to.
And I think that's why we have the
distract
carolers
people.
out there as
Yeah.
I was gonna
well.
say the
Yeah.
carriers.
We tried to do
would
something a little
help.
different by putting the carolers, so you had something that was a little entertaining, but again, it was a trial and we kind of saw where it was at, so we'll have to make some adjustments for.
Yeah, I don't think I saw them, but I guess maybe that happened after I got in. But it was. I still love the event. I mean, everything I feel like is definitely a hit. Then what was I gonna say? Oh, the turkey trot. I still had to wear that this morning, so I still had to wear the hat this morning. So it's still something that's very much being used in my house. But thank you guys.
That was awesome. Yeah. Any other comments?
I agree with Liz. The transition of the pictures was good and bad. I mean, I like the fact that it was like, take it over, you're done, entertain yourself with something else. We didn't know, and we're just kind of standing there. But I mean, it makes sense afterwards, But like you said, we will have to, you guys will try on error type of thing. But other than that, I mean, I do try to attend everything, and everything does seem to flow very good. And if it doesn't, you guys fix it, just like you did it from Saturday to Friday, right? But other than that, I mean, it's a great job. Thank you very much.
Any other comments?
Yeah. I mean, kind of echoing their points. I didn't do the winter thing, but my son and my wife went, and I got amazing pictures. So it looked like an amazing event for sure. I did the Patty's pumpkin plunge, so I was out there. It was a little cold, but I know it's a little. October sometimes it'll be hot, and sometimes, but again, my son. I think his favorite part is just definitely rolling in the pool with the pumpkins. He's just like throwing them around. So that's a blast. I do have some kind of just curiosity questions. I know you mentioned like the adult sports. There's like 400 drop-in participants for volleyball, but and then you're like, oh, but it's hard to get like a recruitment for the actual sport going on. Any idea? Like, have you guys gotten feedback from the drop-ins why they're not signing up for the actual program?
Well, I think that a lot of the people who come in, they're younger. They're not typically, a lot of our adult sports, it's an older crowd, and they come after work. They have money. They can pay for the the fee for the team to come in. And sometimes when you're dealing with a lot of kids who are just out of high school, they don't have enough to organize themselves to make a team and to put it
Oh.
together. So all the participants they come faithfully. You go there on a Tuesday night and you'll see all of them showing up there. And
Yeah,
they-
because I mean,
and
that's a
they
great
play.
number.
But I
400.
think for them, I personally, I think that they like that they can go play. It's not a formalized league, but they have a great time and it's free. Like,
Yeah. Oh, okay.
that's my.
Just like a pricing barrier, probably. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And we have mentioned this in the past that our pricing is on the higher end comparable to surrounding cities.
Mm.
I also should have noted that we've never had an adult volleyball league.
No, so it's not kicked off.
This
at
is
all.
brand new. So they're just trying to get it going. And as Tina mentioned, a lot of them just want to come in and just drop in for the day. They're not really looking for the commitment maybe of a league. And then also because they are younger, they don't have the funds available for it. Yeah.
How long has the adult basketball league been out? And I know you guys had it for a while.
I want to say since 2024, maybe right in the beginning, ending of 23.
About 2 years. Okay.
Yeah, beginning of 2024. And
But you're trying to bring it back then.
we are definitely trying to bring it back. As I mentioned, they've reached out to past teams, trying to get everyone interested in signing up. But again, the fee, I think, is what's prohibiting some of these people from signing up.
Gotcha. Okay.
One thing that I just also wanted to just clarify, the fireworks for Halloween, that's not going to be a recurring thing, right? They got shifted from 4th of July, right?
Correct.
Correct.
That's because they didn't happen in 4th.
Correct.
Okay.
It was a great show. I didn't even mention that. It was a beautiful show.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. And then my last one, just on the cultural arts, I'm just curious, how was it moving it to the park versus here at City? Like, did you guys get better attendance, or and that is the intent to continue to take over parks, or just a one-time thing?
Jen did put out a survey, and what her findings found is that everyone did enjoy the park takeover just because parking is a huge issue when you come here. So parking was easier for everyone. And not
Yeah, I've
only
been to the
that,
one here, and
they got a ton of just the foot traffic that the park has itself, right?
Yeah.
People that are there walking. It was great exposure for all of the vendors that were there, and also for our own internal programming, just the people that were there walking the park or participating in other activities at the park.
Yeah.
So
Was it just a one-time thing while you guys moved it over there, or?
No, I don't think so. I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure it stays there. Ultimately, I don't get to make that decision, but yes, it was great.
And I agree. I agree with her comments that I was there and I've been to the ones that have been here, and just the audience so different over there. And I can't count how many people that I spoke to while I was there just said like, oh my gosh, I didn't even know this existed, and I had no idea. And they said this has been happening for X amount of years, and I said yeah. And they said, well, I'm glad that it's here, because if it wasn't here and we come here all the time to the park, we would have never known about it.
Yeah.
And so I agree. I think that it's a good idea. And then parking is a huge thing. And so I agree with that as well, that it should probably stay there.
Yeah. I was just curious, like, then if you guys are going to try to do circle park or move it around, or is it just still in the works?
No, I just think that, like, again, it goes back to the foot traffic. And I just
And the
think
park. I think the park is the biggest issue.
Yeah, that's a huge
Yeah.
parking lot too, right there.
it just makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then my last comment, just a note that I know, I said Gil has been, not Gil, Al Rios has been asking about the school, the library being closed and stuff like that. I think it's a great opportunity to mention him that the team programming and maybe promote that is maybe we don't have a space that will serve everyone like a library, but just kind of communicating to him like, hey, we have this other service where we're serving teens, and I know they offer homework support and stuff like that. I think maybe you just kind of throw in like, we don't have internet like like a library would, but maybe like, hey, just kind of also to kind of satisfy his question, because I know he's been asking about that, and it's a great marketing opportunity for the teen center too.
Yeah, it would be great. And to be able to add the internet would be a big plus, to be able to, because most of these kids need it for their schoolwork and different things.
Yeah, that's what I was like. They offer homework help, but
Or even a printer, because I know at least with some of the kids in my neighborhood, in my old neighborhood, when I lived on the other side of Southgate, like they would come to my house to print their homework. So yeah, I think even having that might help.
Make
Bring
it-
in more people.
But I think, yeah, kind of going back to council and saying, hey, yeah, there's this avenue that we are serving the community, and it just advertise it in place of the library where they're still closed. And there's a room for
Great
improvement.
comment. Thank you, Eric.
Yeah, so just want to maybe another suggestion on that note. Has that information been provided like in the catalog and social media and stuff, that the programming exists at the park? And so therefore the people that aren't or going to the library perhaps can take advantage of what's going on at the park?
What you're trying the teen stuff?
Yeah, like what Eric
Yeah.
just mentioned,
Yeah.
all the
Yeah.
support for homework and the space available for them. Is that also being put out there so that the community knows that because the library is closed currently, the park's available for them to be able to use that resource?
Isn't it in the book?
The
There it'd be a
teen,
book.
the teen
in there.
programming
The teen
and teen
program-
center
the teen-
itself is in our brochure.
In your
It is on
brochure,
our
yeah. I
social
seen it.
media. And staff
guys
does a
do
great
advertise
job
it.
of, they stand on the corner of Pinehurst and Tweedy. So when all of the Legacy and all of those kids get out, they're standing there trying to recruit them. Hey, we got this going. They've done little challenges on the corner to try to get them, to come into the teen center. So that
banners,
message
too.
is getting out. As far as it being a replacement for the currently closed library, no, but that's something that we can.
Yeah,
can
I think that
post.
would work, just to kind of let them know, right? Provisionally, this is available if you choose to. So that would be good. Yeah, absolutely. And just a quick question regarding the adult leagues, right? I know you mentioned the basketball is you're not there, the numbers aren't there, right? And you're reaching out. What has traditionally been the number that the league basically attracts? Like how many teams have participated in the past?
When I first started working for the city, which was 10 years ago, I want to say they averaged 2 divisions. So that consisted of 4 to 6 teams per division. COVID hit. Post-COVID, I was actually in that position. And I had 1 division of 6 teams. And that was difficult to come by.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. And where are we now?
We're currently recruiting.
Okay. All right. So just, I mean, yeah, it's important to have these leagues, obviously, right? But at the same time, given the situation that we're in, is there a decision or a contingency plan in terms of like, hey, we don't hit this number, for example, we may not do it this year, or is there anything being discussed about that?
If the league doesn't get enough registrations, we kind of just wait until the next season. We do offer drop-in programs such as our Ball and After Dark so that we're still meeting the needs of the adult basketball players that are interested in. So we do have little one-off events to fill the time until the next registration period.
Sure. Okay.
And like she said, mentioned earlier, that it is difficult because the fees that we charge here, they're on the higher end. And so when people can go play in Bell Gardens or, other local cities for less, they're going to take their teams there because it's cheaper. But here we have to stay within the range, and every year we have to increase it by a certain percentage. And so our hands are a little bit tied as to how we're really not able to drop the cost any.
Yeah.
So we're doing the best
Yeah, well,
we can.
Free is always good, right? I mean, I think everyone responds to free, but sometimes if the value's there, right, then people respond to that as well. So just kind of again, I'm a big advocate for data-driven decisions, right? Let's find out why. What exactly is it that they're not responding to, and hopefully, that can provide some information for us to be able to make some changes.
Right.
Regarding the senior ball. So obviously it's year 1, right? You're not expecting it to compete with the SELA one, but what did you guys collect any feedback on that also to try to make some adjustments and try to increase that participation?
The feedback that I heard from the seniors through Wendy was that they enjoyed it. They didn't really know what to expect, so some of them were hesitant to even sign up. But those that did sign up obviously had great feedback, and they were able to let other people know, like, hey, next year, this is something we should really consider, participating in. That was the feedback that we received for the event itself.
Sure. And then just kind of ask on that feedback, right? And is there a standard process in place where after classes or certain programs, people are able to give their feedback immediately and say, hey, this is what we think. Because I know we've talked about it before, and I know that some of the senior population don't respond well to either Instagram or social media, right? But is there another form or method used to be able to collect that feedback?
Currently, it would just be the interactions with the coordinator that's on site.
All right. So yeah, that's just another, I think, opportunity for us to, get some data and try to make some adjustments with that. Regarding the art at the park, I was able to attend, and big difference. I think that it was great at the park. I think that it's a good opportunity to attract people that normally wouldn't attend the art programming, but are walking through and checking it out. I know that I saw a lot of other vendors, and they weren't crammed, right? There was space for everyone, and so I think that was a great idea, and it should continue. I think that the park is an excellent place for that, and I know that it's more maybe work, right? But possibly having it rotated, where one year it's at Holidale and maybe another year at Southgate Park and something like that. That way, different parts of the community can attend that and be exposed to that. So just some food for thought.
Thank you.
Thank you. So I do want to say, and I really echo the sentiments here, it's been a great job. You guys have done an excellent job. I've attended most of these events. What I see the most is the growth and the thinking outside the box, and how the events are changing. You guys are listening to the feedback and what has not worked, and hey, let's try something different. Again, you've mentioned that you've made some changes to the food. We talked about the Santa event, the Santa breakfast. So you made some changes to the food. It was great. Same price, right? You got better food. I know there was a issue with the entrance, but it was great though, because it led to other things where people are not waiting in line to get seated now. So it kind of created a transition flow. So yes, people are waiting outside, but the benefits of having them take their picture up front without having to wait after the event to stand in line to take the picture when they're ready to go home. They got kids already ate. They drink cocoa and sugar, and they're all hyped up now. And so you have them calm. They walk in there, and they're exactly. They didn't get paint on them. They didn't get dirty. So that was a benefit. Then again, I really saw that the people had time to put their families together. They sat them down. There wasn't this big push like people trying to look inside there and try to get the best seats or anything like that. It was just like, hey, we're seated you right now, and that's what I saw. That was a very big positive. People weren't jumping all over each other. People, it was real calm. It was just people were just walking in. So, and again, having the carolers outside really kind of made something outside enjoyable. But the next part is then maybe keeping that part in place, but then maybe putting some activity outside or something besides carolers, just to make it a little bit more enjoyable outside. But again, that's what you guys did was amazing for that event. The art program was also great. The biggest thing was you were able to have more people see the event and participate in the event in upcoming years. Now they see it, they're like, hey, that was a great event. I'm going to try to go next time. Getting the word out there to them is a whole different ballgame, but just having people walking by, playing at the park, soccer's right there. There's all kinds of different people that saw the event, and then being creative by putting flowers in the garden. That was just awesome thinking, outside the box thinking. So just keep up those great things. And honestly, all these programs that we have are all because of what the city can provide. And if we don't, hopefully we can make some changes to our city budget and keep that money going, because these are all great events and they're going to disappear soon. So let's keep up the good work, and kudos to what we did, and let's hopefully we don't have to think way far out the box to try to make some of these things happen in the future and lose some of these events, because there's a real possibility we might lose them. So good job for what we've done so far.
Thank you. And Solomon, who oversees our special events, he wanted to have live reindeers outside for everyone to pet too. So just know that the ideas are endless. It's just we have to execute it. So we go back to the drawing board every year and see what changes we can make. But I do want to say that our staff, our team right now currently is very intentional with everything that they do. After every event, after every class, we have our post-game meetings. We're all very open and honest with each other. Hey, we could have been better here. Hey, we knocked this out of the park. So just know that we do come together. we do assess everything as well as the feedback that we get from the community. So I just wanted to say that.
Thank you. Okay, so can I get a recommendation to receive and file?
This is Liz, I so move.
I second it.
Okay, thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you. Motion passes. Item number 3, view of grounds and facility maintenance, quarter number 2, fiscal year 25-26.
Good evening, Commissioners. This is a snapshot of what staff do above and beyond the routine maintenance that they perform in grounds and park facility maintenance. One of the things that occurs when you play baseball and when you maintain a baseball field is, for some magical unknown reason, berms build up around the edge, especially in the small quad. They get pretty good in the big quad, large quad, but every senior grounds, excuse me, every senior grounds maintenance worker doesn't want to remove them because it's a lot of work. They would just move the sprinklers back in the past. I wasn't in charge back then. And all of a sudden, you got a bigger diamond. Next year, you got a bigger diamond. Oh, let's just move the irrigation. When I became the supervisor, I said, hey, what's going on here? Why are all these sprinklers so far from where they were originally connected, right? I used to be the irrigation guy. Later on, I came into some good staff that wanted to do things, especially the current senior grounds maintenance worker I have. He went through before he started renovations, because as part of one of my parts is about renovation. He went and removed all the berms in the small quad. That's a lot of work because you're not moving the sprinklers, you're removing the berm, but you're also encroaching into the grass. So he had to then, reseed all that, dig it up, get the brick dust out so he's back to soil, and then grow new grass. It's a lot of work because remember, it's not just what folks in the Sports Center program, it's also free play. So it can be challenging. Along with that, staff also, I've got a couple of good guys that know how to use the aerator. An aerator is there's different kinds. Some are spikes and some they take core. So it's like a metal tube, it's hollow inside, takes out a core. So if you were walking around about a month ago, 2 months ago, especially on the north end of the park, you saw all these look like little turds all over the place. They weren't. That's dirt. Okay. So what happens is the mower man, that guy goes over, he does these cores. And what you do is one of my staff members came up with a good way, you're giving it a haircut. But what you're also doing is you're promoting fresh root growth and getting oxygen into the soil, because everybody running around all the time on top of that soil smacks it all down. I mean, it doesn't happen at your house, right? Hey, I don't have to aerify. Well, you do in a park. So that's a big deal. That was done all over the park, and it was finished the last quarter. Irrigation modification's been done around the north playground because it was impacting the rubberized surfacing. Golf course greens were fertilized. And also, one of the things I've been on Valentine about is sunken valve boxes inside the golf course. Over time, with the heavy mower and just the traffic that goes through there throughout the parks, a valve box is sink. And I'll tell you, it's not a fun thing. When you're the irrigation guy, you see that, you're like, oh no, because what can happen is that can get pushed down so far, it's going to break the main line, and that's a big mess and a big job. So I'm really encouraging staff to go around Southgate Park specifically and Hollydale Regional, where it's the worst, and raise them back up. It's not just putting dirt back underneath. You got to put something underneath to support it, because the sandy soil, I'll tell you, it's really hard to work with sometimes. Staff will continue pressure washing the picnic tables, benches, playground areas, handball courts, small quad, bandstand, outside restrooms, and such. One cool thing is we've trapped 125 gophers at Southgate Park alone this quarter. And a lot of irrigation work was performed over at Hollydale Regional Park and Southgate Park. 3-inch water main, water valve, a lot of 2-inch water valves. Park facility maintenance hosted a variety of events, of course, as you folks were talking about just now. And I've really encouraged them to, along with when they start usually during the second quarter, because it's the winter months, the beginning of the winter months, I encourage them to start their floor care program. And along with that, this year, encouraging to work on the windows and bright work being all the small metal parts, brighten it all up throughout the facilities. And we continue a third inspection and cleaning of restrooms at this time. And our community service workers programs are ongoing. We take 15 people. And with that, I'm happy to entertain any questions.
Thank you very much, Glenn. Any comments?
Just wanted to say happy to see you back, Glenn.
Oh, thank you. Well, a little minor
Tina
mishap.
kept us in the loop, but I'm glad you're back.
Thank you. A little minor mishap there, a little health issue, but I'm fine. Thank you.
All right.
We're all happy to see you.
Thank you.
I had one quick question. And yeah, I the parks are definitely looking great. The newly planted trees are looking great. It looks like they've kept up,
Mhm.
at least in Southgate Park. I don't keep track of the other ones. But the question was related to the pruning, the roses. I didn't. I walked by today, but I didn't look over. But I don't know if there's any time that you guys are gonna prune them and make the cuttings available, because you guys usually do that, right?
We do that usually in the beginning of January, but because it
Oh,
was
so I already passed.
yeah. So I had the guy that was assigned to that. We did a little rotation recently of staff members because one of the things, especially being a manager, you're responsible. You get somebody doing one task all the time, and it's not healthy because this guy's just mowing, and all of a sudden, I hired a long time ago. I hired a guy, and he's a great guy, a great worker, and honestly, he's the guy that takes care of this area now. But he was on the mower for a long time. And really, because nobody wanted to do it. It's a hard job, especially back then because you didn't have the canopy like you have now. And so he loved mowing. He was great at it. Was he a good at that time? I mean, now he is. He's good all around grounds maintenance worker. But then I realized about 15 years ago, wow, I've got to move people around because they'll get stale and they kind of forget skills. And so every now and then and just to get people, more knowledge, move them around. And so yeah. I'm sorry, back to what we were talking about?
The pruning of the roses.
We just pruned the roses then.
Yeah.
And so we mulched them recently. And we only put the cuttings out for about a week now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and that was done at the beginning of January.
Oh, okay. No, that
I
I was wondering if it hadn't passed, so maybe some of the people here had a chance to get some. But for next year in January.
It's kind of funny. Sometimes all of a sudden, the guys are like, nobody's come for 2 years to pick up rose clippings. Let's just throw them away. And one time I did. And all of a sudden, hey, where's the rose clippings? So now no matter what, I don't care. They're going to be out there for a week at least.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
But maybe even like putting a sign somewhere, or even
We put it on the marquee.
Yeah, on the marquee.
Mhm.
That-
It's a
that might
tradition.
help.
It's been that way since I've been.
Or even at the senior center. I know a lot of the elders.
Well, that's a good
It could
idea.
be a field trip.
It's a good idea.
Maybe.
Roses, yeah.
That
Okay.
could be a little field trip going to them.
I'm sorry?
It could be a field trip for the seniors.
Yeah.
And on
That could be a field trip, yeah.
It could.
on the social media too.
There you go. That's a good idea.
Social media.
Yeah.
I'll repost it.
Yeah.
No, but
Any other
thank
comments?
Mhm.
Other than that.
I just had one. I'm glad to have you back.
Thank you.
Relieved you're back.
Thank you.
Just if you could educate me on the community service worker program, what does that entail?
The
And
court system offers folks with minor offenses to, instead of paying, in lieu of paying a cash, what do you call it? Fine, thank you.
Okay.
They can work off time. And so then the court says, okay, you can do community service. And they go to a community service center that's usually located in the court. And they're a nonprofit organization usually. And we'll contact them or contract with them. And it's not like, a formal written contract. We just, hey guys, can we take some, we have an agreement between each other. And then we have like 4 or 5 organizations we currently work with Downey Court, I think Compton Court, Los Angeles. And people with minor only offenses, no theft and no bad stuff, can come and work off their time.
so is it free to the city, or there's a
Yes,
fee?
it's free labor.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So what they do is they typically help with a lot of facility maintenance, custodial staff tasks. If they work outside, they typically will be pulling weeds, raking. They'll work at the rose garden, cultivating. Just no power equipment, nothing major. They'll help staff in the morning. When I come in the morning, they're helping the young lady that's in the auditorium cleaning the restrooms and mopping floors and such like that. Then they're all supervised.
No, of course.
They're assigned to a staff.
You'll see where my thoughts going with the upcoming potential budget cuts. Is there opportunity to expand that beyond 15 people if necessary? Or is there a
Maybe.
reason we limit to 15?
We limit it to 15 because it gets difficult to manage people in larger groups.
Mhm.
And they tend not to want to obey in those larger groups. So, and unfortunately, a lot of guys are afraid to work with them. But, they're mild.
So
offenders.
15 is
Usually
like the more manageable.
traffic. Yeah, it's a management situation. Yeah.
Okay.
And I had at one time, the grounds maintenance supervisor used to be the park facility maintenance supervisor. And he he would have like 40 people at and it got kind of crazy. And it's a lot of responsibility, actually, more than you think, because there's a lot of paperwork to fill out.
Got it.
And so there's like 3 or 4 guys that do it, and it takes up a lot of time. So we've kind of brought it down, especially since the pandemic. That's when it really kicked in, the 15. And so I could talk with staff, especially there was times where we had many. But the other issue is the reason we only take 15 right now, we really don't get 15. We get about maybe 4 or 5.
Oh,
Yeah, because
it has to be a very minor kind of crime and
well, it's usually
qualifications.
traffic and traffic related. It seems like maybe people are paying their fines. I don't know, but it could be. I'm not sure, because you know what I noticed is that when times are really tough, like during the Great Recession, we had lots of people that want to do it, community service. And now we don't so much. When times get better, they pay the fines, and when there was more economic downturn, then we'll see more of them.
I guess it's a sign of people really hurting.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, that's it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
We need more speed traps.
No. When we had the red light
We don't
cameras,
need-
that's when we had the most.
We don't need that. So Glenn, thank you.
You're welcome.
Welcome. We really appreciate you being here.
Thank you.
Anything you need, please let us know.
Thank you very kindly.
As far as the park goes, again, it's even with these events that go on, your staff is always on point.
Thank you.
I think you've been training people well, and I think everything kind of stayed on point in your absence, and
Mhm.
you had your people just knowing what they had to do, and that's the mark of a good manager and a good director, because I mean, not only this, but take a vacation or whatever it is, you want to make sure things are going smoothly, right?
Exactly.
I really appreciate the fact that you had your people trained.
Thank you.
They kept on going.
It's a
So-
toolbox. I give them a toolbox. It's not saying you do it exactly like this or exactly like that. You say, here, this is a toolbox of how to get all these things done.
Mhm.
And so they have and so then they have the responsibility. I'm not a micromanager. Here, you guys get this done. Here's the clear, concise direction that you need.
It's called empowering. So you empower your people to do the job, and they
Yeah.
get it done. So that's kudos to you.
Thank you.
That's all I have. So if I get a motion to receive and file.
A motion to receive and file.
Second.
Okay. Yeah. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Aye. Motion passes. Okay. That's all we have for open session items. Move on to our director's report.
Good evening once again. So for the reports, I just wanted to report that our Street Soccer USA project was approved on Tuesday at the council meeting, so we're pretty excited about that. I know Glenn's guys have been doing a great job with getting that field ready or that space ready. So it was approved. Now we just got to follow through with all the permits and all that type of stuff so we can get that project completed before FIFA 2026. So we're just excited for that, and excited for some of the watch parties that are going to come our way as well. And then as far as other things that happened from our last meeting till now, we had our open house that took place in January on the 10th. It was a little bit less attendance than in years past, but great event, a lot of activities that took place. And again, we have new staff who took over, so it's a good learning opportunity for them to be able to see what worked, what didn't work, and how they can just make adjustments for next year to hopefully get more people out there in attendance. We also, that same day, we had the vision board. So the Cultural Arts Division had a vision board here at the museum. That was a great event. When I stopped by, it was full. It was completely full, and everybody was in there, and they were having a great time making their vision boards for the year and setting their goals and such. And it's just great to see the Cultural Arts Division and just the passion that they have for what they do, and just sharing that passion with the community. And considering it's a smaller division, they had quite a few people there in the museum for that event. And then on the 29th of January, we had our Go in the Dark pickleball event, which is our annual event that we do. And every year we keep getting better and better and adding more and more. And this year they added cornhole, and they made things on the cornhole board so they glowed in the dark. So we have pickleball for a lot of the adults that are there, but sometimes they come with a bunch of kids. So we try to have little side Go in the Dark activities for them. And so staff do a great job of just creating that atmosphere with the music and just everything that they have, the signs. They had tons of posters that were made, and it's just a fun event. So if you haven't had the opportunity to come out, make sure you attend the next one that we put together. And then on the 7th, which was last weekend, we had our first Eco Garden event at the Urban Orchard. So that was actually really cool. That was very, very exciting to see that finally we're making some headway with some of our projects at the Urban Orchard. With that being said, I know that there was also some comments about the ducks leaving the area. I know that they said anywhere from like 30 to 40 ducks there, but right now currently the pump in the lake is not working properly, and so it's not creating enough flow of the water, which is creating some algae. And so when the algae comes in, the ducks go away. So we've been in contact with Public Works to try to get them to drop in the like the chlorine tablets or whatever the tablets are that they throw in the water to help remove the algae. So hopefully, it happened in the past and they were able to clear it up, and then they stopped putting them in. So my last conversation with Public Works is like, hey, can we keep it a little bit more ongoing until we get the water functioning the way it's supposed to function, so that it stays clean and clear for the animals, because we don't want to lose the animals that are coming in. So that's kind of what's going on there. And then regarding the projects that we have going on, I know there was a question I think Edgar asked a while back about CDBG projects and just other projects. So just to make you aware, we have the auditorium roofing project, which initially was supposed to start on the 7th or the 2nd, February 2nd, I think it was. First Monday in February, I think it was the 2nd. And they ended up moving it to the 23rd just because of the rain that was going to take place. So it's difficult to do a roofing project when rain is coming in, and because it's such a large project, they're trying to do it in sections. But if they know rain is coming in, they don't want to uncover everything and just create a disaster where now we have to deal with replacing floors because it's water damage. So that project is going to be taking place very, very soon, in a couple weeks. And then for the pony walls that has been requested at Hollydale Regional Park, it's kind of been an ongoing request from AYSO, just to provide some, I guess, privacy for the people who are using the restroom there in the guys' restroom. That project is starting very, very soon. It's now in Public Works hands. They have a contractor already ready to go, and I believe the PO already went through, so that project should be starting very quickly, and hopefully that'll be done within the next couple of weeks. As far as some of the CDBG projects, we have the swim stadium scoreboard that was also approved on Tuesday's council meeting. So that project, we're looking forward to that project getting started. And just so you guys are aware, a lot of the projects in the past, when Paul Adams came in, well, projects way in the past were done by Public Works, and when Paul Adams came in, he took over many of the projects, and he had a lot of experience in doing those projects. So he took them on, and he was a project manager. And then once he retired, Steve was able to learn from him, and so Steve ended up taking on most of the projects that took place. Now we're kind of going back to having Public Works take them on. One, I don't have as much experience, and two, I don't have an assistant to help me with some of this stuff. So to make things run a little more smoother, we're putting the projects back in the Public Works hands. So a lot of these projects that we have either started on or beginning to start on, we're now working in conjunction with Public Works to get the projects moving forward, as they have all the trained, skilled staff who can move them a lot quicker than we can. So Swim Stadium Scoreboard is one of those projects that's in that CDBG funding. And then the Tot Lot project, that one has already gone out to bid twice. The first time it went out to bid, it was for the entire playground. When the cost came back, it was way out of our league. So then we said, okay, we're not going to do the whole playground. We're going to do just the rubberized surfacing of the playground. So did another RFP, sent that out to bid. That came back, and I want to say, I think we were allotted 120,000, if I'm not correct, then, right? But it came back at 190. Well, we don't have the additional funding to cover the cost of that. So now we're kind of back at square one, and just in speaking with Public Works over the last couple of weeks, they're going to work with us to put it back out again and see what we can do to alter the RFP or how we do things and see how we can make it work. So back to square one with that project. But we do have time constraints with these projects because CDBG funding has to be spent by a certain time. So we're really trying to move as quickly as possible to get them all done so that the money is still there. And then the shade structure project, that one we were given money for, but then we were told to stop. We're not going to move forward with that project, so we stopped on it. And now he said, we're moving forward now. So the RFP for that project is almost complete. Public Works is going to be looking at that one to make sure that it's all done correctly. So that one can go out to bid within the next couple weeks, and we'll get that project going as well. So that would provide shade structures for the ball diamonds. I want to say 9 and 10, and wherever else we have some funding to be able to do additional shade structures at. So that's kind of where we're at with that project. I know I wanted to clarify something else that was mentioned last time about smoking at the park, about no smoking at the park or smoking at the park. So the technical thing with in regards to the smoking is that you're not supposed to smoke within 30 feet of any of the building entrances, is what it is. So I just wanted to clarify that. That was mentioned in, I think, at the December meeting. And that's for my part. I'll let Nikki talk about upcoming events from parks.
All right, so our upcoming events, we do have our winter golf tournament that's scheduled for February 22nd. We currently have 30 of 40 participants registered. And in addition that we made to our last tournament that has carried over into this one is offering a box lunch option for the golfers if they'd like to add that on to their purchase. It's an additional charge, and then after the tournament's over, they all get their, we did Subway last time, they really enjoyed that, so we're gonna do that again. They get their own little box lunch after the tournament's complete. We have our Easter Fest that's scheduled to take place on March 28th. That will be at the golf course, 10 a.m., $7 per wristband. It'll include games, jumpers, face painting, balloon twister, egg hunts. Our new additions this year, we have added in an adaptive egg hunt time for kids that have special needs or anyone that may be in a wheelchair. We're going to have a designated time frame just for them to come and have their egg hunt. And then back by popular demand is our adult egg hunt time. Cynthia was one of our golden egg winners last year, and I know you were super excited about that. So we will be having our adult egg hunt time available again. Tickets go, or wristbands go on sale February 23rd for that. The coordinator who currently oversees our special events is out right now. So I know an email was sent to you guys for your wristbands if you are interested in attending the event. If you could just reach out to me and we can coordinate the pickup for that. Moving on, we are also going to be having a glow-in-the-dark boot camp. Will be taking place at the Sports Center. That's going to be on March 4th, 7 p.m. And we are offering our spring sports camp again as well. So that's $50 per participant. It's going to be Monday through Friday, 9 to 12 every day. Each registered participant will participate in a different sport. So we got basketball one day, flag football, volleyball, soccer, and baseball. And they get a sack pack and a camp shirt as well as a daily snack included in that fee. And those are the upcoming events.
Thank you.
All right. So as stated earlier, we are working on that mulch bin area at Hollydale Park, you know, that fenced in, green fenced area. If you looked inside ever, you'd see probably half of it was a giant pile of dirt. Well, we've sifted through that, gone through it, moved the piles. We've moved it all outside to the old dirt parking lot. Nobody uses that. It's kind of just, it was meant for offloading horses when we were having, you know, tournaments there and such many years ago. So we're going to take that dirt, take some of it to Southgate, take a large portion of it and dump it over the north side of Monroe. If you remember back a few years ago, Jerry Hernandez, the senior grounds maintenance worker, took it upon himself with staff's help to clear out half of what was in there and take it over to the soccer fields on south of Monroe. And man, did he make a big improvement. At the 1 year, yeah, people weren't so happy because there was a lot of dirt. But then the grass came in and it's level. He's done a great job with gopher removal there, working with a pest control company that we have also. It's amazing what he's done. So they've graded that whole side, and now they're going to move the rest of the stuff. There's a big container there with irrigation supplies in it and other equipment. And then I encouraged him to start a little azalea nursery because our nursery, Nuccio's nursery, is considering closing down, especially since they were so impacted by the fire in Arcadia. And so, Altadena, sorry. And that's where they're located. And they've been there since the 1930s. It's a phenomenal nursery. They sell just camellias and azaleas. And they're the original cultivator of the Southgate azalea. And so once they go out of business, I'm not sure where we'll ever be able to get some. So I bought the last batch of what they had 6 months ago, or shortly after the fire, whenever they reopened. And so we've started this tiny little nursery, and Jerry's really good at growing plants. And so I hope to keep that going long beyond the time that I'm gone, because I have 2 at my house, and they're big 15-gallon size, huge. I should have taken a picture to show you. They're beautiful. As stated earlier, the roses were trimmed, they've been fertilized, they've been mulched, and they're going to do really well. And they'll need 1 application of fungicide, probably in March or April. Ball field renovations have been completed as of this time, and facility staff continue working on floor care. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for the reports.
You're welcome.
I'm sure the coyotes aren't going to be happy about the dirt being moved. I heard that's where they hide all their food.
Oh, I didn't know that. I haven't heard that. Well, yeah, it's flat now.
Thank you again for the reports. Okay, so no subcommittee reports, okay. Yeah, I know. Any reports from us? Anybody ever?
Comments on the director's reports? Is that what we're doing now, or we're doing? Yeah, I just have a few questions on that. You mentioned the street soccer stuff starting, right? And it's being prepped. What kind of prep is taking place, and is it we're doing it, or they're already working on it?
No, so right now what it is because the current location of where it's going actually is the park yard that's in Hollydale right now. So that's where he was saying all the dirt, all the stuff is there.
So he's just moving that stuff out.
At this point, they're not taking over the whole yard. So it's a long rectangular area. So everything that they're going to be taking over the south end. So we're moving everything that's on the south end right now, moving it over to the north end of the lot. And then they're the ones who are actually going to come in and like level it and do all that stuff. That's all of them. So right now we're just getting all of their stuff and just moving over from this side to that side.
Got it. And regarding the projects, I know that the scoreboard and the tot lot are going to be, or there's RFP for the tot lot, right? And
the tot lot, we have to redo it again for the 3rd time because the first 2 just way too high.
And then the shade structure, same thing, right? There's an RFP for that.
The shade structure is on the RFP for that one is like 90% complete. So we're turning that over to, we just met this week with Public Works. So we're turning that over to them. And then they're gonna just make sure everything's done correctly in the RFP. It's all written properly so that we can go out to bid.
Yeah. And so, for example, the other things, I know that I believe something with the Boy Scouts and the Girl Scouts stuff, and then the gym divider stuff too, right?
So, yeah, sorry, you want me to talk about those?
Yeah. So just a question regarding that. I know they're not going to take place, but is it possible to maybe, like, since those aren't taking place, combine some of those funds to be able to fund a different one that is, or?
So what happened was there was some housing issue or some project that they were going to do. So they took some of the funding from like the Girls Clubhouse one, from a few of the other places, and they put it to that funding. And then the money that was allocated for I believe it was for the dividers. I believe it's the dividers, but for one of the other projects that we're not doing, they reallocated that money to put toward the scoreboard money. One of them got reallocated.
Okay.
It was one of them got reallocated, so we are doing that.
So it can be done. Okay.
Yeah. So all the money is not going to go to waste. It's all being reallocated to something different. So the scoreboard, the swim stadium scoreboard project came in way over as well. And so a lot of these projects, the reason why it's taking so long is because we're trying to find funding, but because of the financial situation we're in, we don't have any. So trying to figure out how to make it work. And so we were able to figure out, okay, we're not going to do this one. And we're working with community development with Carol. We kind of went through trying to figure out what projects are we not doing. They took some money for their project, and then we reallocated to make some of these other ones work.
Got it.
We're on that.
Okay. And just regarding the Easter stuff, I know that last year there was a resident who was asking about Easter egg hunt for like neurodiverse population and special needs. And I know HSA said that they had some experience with that, and I believe you also said you had experience with that. Has anything been done with that, or any talks?
Yeah, that's what she was talking about.
Okay.
So that's what we're offering, is that we're offering the adaptive
Got it.
egg hunt for that.
No problem. Sounds good. Thank you.
Any other comments?
Yeah, I just had a question. So last year there was the wristbands, right, for the Easter. There was a couple parents, because obviously I went. There was a couple parents that had children that didn't have wristbands because they were young, and there was a little play area for babies, but they weren't letting them in. So I had asked, like, oh, they're not able to go in. They said no, only wristbands. But these kids were like little still, right? They're like, no, they can only participate. But the parents like, oh, I don't want them to participate. I just want them to go inside the baby area. But they weren't allowed to go in. So I was just like, oh, okay. So maybe, maybe there's an alternative for that. Maybe not participate in the Easter hunt, but at least participate in the baby area.
Yeah, I wasn't aware of that. Our
wasn't-
wristbands do start at age 2.
Yeah.
So that does make sense. But no, we're not going to turn anyone away.
And I think it wasn't our typical baby area. It was
It was
other
a
person who
rental,
came out.
right?
It was
A
one that
vendor.
was
We had a
yeah,
vendor who
the vendor.
donated it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I live right there, right? Here too. Yeah. So I mean, I did hear it. So I was just asking, but he was very like, no, we have to have a wristband. And the parents like, well, I don't want him to run. I just want him to play in the baby area, So maybe that's something to clarify, right? Just.
Yeah, this year we're planning to utilize our toddler area because we have purchased supplies so that it's available for every event.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, we should not run into that issue.
Okay, good. Okay.
And I think the maybe a criticism from the Christmas event at City Hall was the lack of space.
Oh,
too, right, for
yes, the babies. Yes, the babies. There was no
0 to
jumper. There was nothing. It was only like 3 and up. So there was a lot of babies that were like crying, and then it's just the moms were just holding them, because they were just telling them, oh, go to that area, and then they would go to that area, and
Or some of us had to lie.
Yeah, Winter Wonderland is a different beast in itself, just given the location.
yeah.
And putting a toddler area in the middle of the street next to all of the jumpers, we kind of considered that as well. But no, we definitely have it available at all of our other events that are at the park,
Right.
where there's like the grass surface below and all of that. So yes, we will have it at Easter Fest. It will be open for everyone.
Maybe if we have it this year for Christmas too. Maybe if we have it this year.
Possibly. We did actually discuss it afterwards at our post game.
Oh, okay.
And there was an open space here on the grass area up
Yeah.
front. So we did talk about possibly locating it there.
Yeah, that'll be great. Okay, maybe advising to people like if the babies don't need a wristband, just to enter there, or a jumper area.
We will inform staff.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Then I don't know if I'm jumping ahead or maybe this is part of the future items, or if you could talk about now. Well, if you can't talk about it now because it's not on the agenda, is any contingency plans, or maybe not even contingency plans, but real plans about whether the UUT gets put on the ballot.
Future items.
So that'd probably have to be a future item.
Future
then.
items, yes.
Just 'cause I was almost curious too, just what the reality is if it doesn't get put on the ballot. Like what cuts are you definitely planning on implementing?
We have to
Well,
put
I
it-
mean, here's the thing is that when it has to be on, it does have to be placed on future thing, but at the end of the day, we submit our recommendation, and then at the end of the day, it goes to council. So council will ultimately have the ultimate decision. Like we give them, here's a list from all the different departments, and then they'll decide, okay, for this department, here, or it's all.
Let's just
it's up to
hold it.
them.
Let's just hold it for future.
Yeah.
Request for future.
Yeah.
For next meeting.
I was just curious if there was anything you could say, because I know that the vote's coming up before our next meeting, but
Not much.
if you can't.
Any input from the community in terms of which programs and what? For example, like if there's a way to sort of maybe prioritize it. I know it's going to be all over the place, but at the same time, that'll help with some information to maybe help it or make it easier for you guys.
I mean, everything's already been submitted, so at this point, like it
Okay.
falls kind of on
Mhm.
council to be the ones, because
All right.
everything's been.
So it's pretty much on what you guys already presented on what you guys were
Yeah,
proposing.
they can make
to
any
cap
changes
cut.
they want. I mean, they can completely like, nope, not that, and but the recommendations are already all submitted, and it's all out there. So it's kind of, it's
up
Yeah, I
to
mean,
them.
you have a
It's kind of
calendar
our-
you already have in place, even through December already, but yeah, we'll just have to wait and see, basically. Any other comments? Okay. So with that said, do we have any items we want to put on future agenda?
I had one. I just wanted to request if we can kind of go over the partner program scheduling and just kind of review. I know there's been a lot of questions about that coming up, so just kind of getting educated on the process and what it looks like and whatnot.
Yeah, and I guess that just the UT impacts on, and I guess we'll see or have a better idea by the next meeting because the decision should have come up.
The partner organization review will be on the agendas, on the April's agenda. I don't know if that's,
I'm fine if we combine it. Yeah, it doesn't have to be the next meeting. I just at some point get educated on it.
yeah, we can do that.
And I'd like to add something to that, actually, if possible. I know that some of the partner organizations have, like, they write a report and some have shown up here, but is it possible to have like a maybe meet and greet where they show up and we can talk to them directly here and have questions and, you know, maybe get to know who the reps are, because in writing, we know who the name is, but we don't necessarily know who the person is. So we can do something like that. I know it's a request, right? We can't force them to do it,
Right.
but it'd be good to see if they can,
You
you
wanna
know,
come up?
yeah.
We can ask them.
I definitely would second that one just because it's good to educate ourselves on what their program entails and involves, right? And so, like you said, just actually putting out there like they're invited to come and stand around, I guess, because you'll probably present it, right? Or
Yeah, I mean, I can share about the partner groups and what they do for the most part. And then if you have specific questions, you guys could, I guess, ask them. I don't know how-
Yeah.
because I'm just trying to follow like the model that we've kind of structured with the Street Soccer USA. That was very informative. He was very helpful to have him around and answer questions, right? So just thought.
Yeah, that would be good. And then I just have one other request. Just kind of back to like the feedback collection and all that, a way to have that information and sort of document it so we can, you know, refer back to it and kind of see what has worked over the years. But not only with the programming, but also I know we had a resident come in and said that she had an experience at somewhere where someone can immediately be able to provide some feedback and say, hey, this is what I experienced, and then someone can, you know, either reach out or collect that.
Well, I will say this, for the most part, when people have an issue, like I'm there at the park for 10 hours of the day. We have 2 managers at the park, 10 hours of the day, and then we have our full-time coordinators who are also there. But if nothing's, like I said, this is the first that I hear of it. So I said, she hasn't heard of it. So if they're not going to speak to or asking like, hey, can I speak to the person in charge? Can I speak to a supervisor? Can I speak to something? We're never going to know. And I don't think the staff are going to come and tell me, we just cursed out this lady and now she's like, that's not going to happen. So if it's not brought to attention, we're not made aware of it, then we can't resolve it. So that's why I gave my card just to call me so we can resolve it. But this is the first we hear of it.
Yeah. And sometimes I get it, you know, I mean, there's a lot of things that have to happen, right? But sometimes people are afraid of some sort of retaliation or something like that. So
I'm sorry. During this portion, you're only supposed to make requests.
okay, so yeah, so the
I was
request
gonna
is
say
Any back and forth.
to have a discussion around that and what could be done to, you know, make it easier for people to provide that. So a conversation around that.
Okay, thank you.
Just to finish up on my UUT requests, I think I was mostly also interested in finding out what kind of cuts have already been taken to kind of reduce budget, because I know even before or while this last budget was being passed, you guys were already kind of closing down a few days or doing things like that. So I don't know if there's a way to kind of get kind of a brief summary on what those measures have been, like whether it's not filling positions or reorganizing.
Well, I think right now,
Yeah.
as of
I was
right
gonna say-
now, there's not so you want us to speak about that for the next one?
I guess so. If there's a way just to see, because I know a lot of the public has been asking, like,
But
well, what
it's-
has been done?
The problem is
already?
it's all plausible stuff. That's the thing.
Yeah.
We have to wait until something actually happens to tell you what's going to.
Yeah, so some of the cuts that you're referring to, like closing the golf course down on Mondays and Tuesdays and all that stuff, that's all been, that's not like, we're back open to regular.
We just have to
regular
make the
times.
request. We can't comment back.
Right. I'm just like, so what you're asking me for, it's already been resolved.
Redone.
Yeah, it's already
Taken
been
back.
resolved. So right now there's not, I mean, I can try and speak on something, but there's not.
So I think maybe what Liz is saying, if anything has taken place, if any cuts have taken place, can we get a report on that?
But it sounds like they haven't.
Okay.
See, I didn't know that, so now I learned something new.
Thank you, everyone. So before we adjourn, I just need to make a comment. We're the Parks and Rec Commission, and we've heard many great things that are happening, that have happened, and there's future things that are going to happen. From youth sports to adult sports to our senior programming. We have this utility tax that's on the table, and I really feel it's our responsibility to support that, because without that utility tax, a lot of these programs are going to be cut severely. We may say, oh, but people are paying to play baseball. They're paying to play in the adult leagues, but the support the park gets is keeping the lights on, right? And if we can't afford to keep the lights on, those programs will need to end. And as a longtime member of Southgate, I've told you guys this many times, I was born and raised in Southgate. From 5 years old, I played at Southgate Park. I had that to me. And if it goes away for our youth, because the city cannot afford it anymore, by whatever means it happened, I know that this has been something that's been talked about for the last 10 years. For 10 years, we knew this was happening, but yet something kept preventing us from taking that step to do it. You know, we cared about our citizens enough to say, hey, COVID happened. We're not going to implement a utility tax. We look around at our surrounding cities. Every single city around us has a utility tax except the city of Southgate. And why? Because we wanted to protect our citizens. Well, it's come to the point where we're not getting any COVID money. We're not getting any other money from outside sources. Yes, we have grants out there. Yes, we fixed Tweedy Boulevard. We have funding from the CDBG fund. You know, we get funding for certain projects, but that doesn't mean we can't, okay, we got funding for the streets. Okay, let's not do the streets, let's fund the police department. It doesn't work that way. So we have to take it serious, because if we as a commission don't support it, then we're saying that we're okay losing those programs. Now, when I say support it, all I mean is let the citizens of Southgate decide whether or not they want to have that utility tax put in place. I don't think we as one person should say, oh, I don't support that, I don't want it. Let the people decide whether or not they want it. Maybe I don't want it, but it's not my place to say the city of Southgate doesn't want it. There are several things on ballots over hundreds of years that not everybody wants, but if the community wants it and the community supports it, then the community voted for it, and as part of this community, I'll have to support it. But I would like the community to decide that. So if us as a committee can support that tax and let the community decide, it would be beneficial to all. I know that there's a lot of people in our community that would have a hardship of a 7% utility tax, but would it be a bigger hardship if we didn't have police department? Would it be a bigger hardship if we didn't have these nice events to go to, like the Santa breakfast, the fireworks? You know, all these things would be gone because we can't afford to support them out of our general funding, right? So I know that there's a lot of questions on what's going to get cut. We don't know. We don't know that answer until it actually happens. Until it happens, then we're going to know exactly what's going to get cut. We've seen the possibilities in the city council meetings. A lot of people made presentations of what's going to possibly get cut, because in order to make up $9 million, I know Tina had a great presentation of what had to get cut for the parks. And it was a lot. It was a lot of things that we care about as a community that are going to be cut. And so, again, as a committee, if we can at least voice that we support it because of the community. That's all I'm asking you to do. Support it for the community to decide. Not be, if you're part of this community and you have a vote and you don't want to do it, that's your time to vote no. But as a resident of Southgate, we should support it and let the community decide whether or not they want it. That's all I have to say. So can I get a motion to adjourn?
Actually, Chair, can I ask, so there's a friend of mine and former resident of Southgate that passed away, and I'd like to adjourn in his memory.
Sure.
His name is Rene Casares, passed away yesterday, a former resident of Southgate, alumni at Southgate High School, was involved in a lot of the adult leagues and softball and other sports, and so I'd just like to adjourn in his honor.
Thank you for that. Moment of silence. Can I get a motion to adjourn?
A motion.
Second.
I second it.
Thank you. Motion passes. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.